Alright, well, welcome to the next installment of my video blog detailing the progress of Warpass. I just wanted to start out and kind of show everybody what happens when you've been working on a game for long enough that you become really good at the mechanics of the game. And I just can't miss. I mean, I would hate to play against me. So, yeah, I'm cheating. So that's part of the update for the game today. To tell you about what's going on here is how I cheated there. So, well, first of all, there's been a lot of enhancement in the animation of the ship. You'll notice a lot smoother flight. It's a little bit up close right now, so I'll move out a little bit. But, and I maybe, now that I see it in the big screen, probably have the angle of the ship's movement just a little bit high, but, not too bad. So, yeah, part of the new system is, although you can't really see it, there's a front of the ship, and as I move, it tries to turn towards that front. I have full camera control, so I can move backwards and be firing behind me, at least at this point on this ship, or forwards, etc. But the ship is trying to seek, the main reason for that is not all the ships are going to be symmetrical like this ship. You may have noticed that some of the camera work that's happening is a little bit swoopy doopy, I guess is the way to describe it. So I have given up on all of the free assets on the store for managing my camera, and I've given up on trying to write one, because there's just way too many features that you need to put into a, what I hope eventually is a AAA level quality camera controller. It's just not worth it to put in that effort because I've got a game to build. So instead, I decided to try out Cinemachine, which of course was introduced in 2017.1, I believe, of Unity, and I don't know why I wasn't using this before. It is brilliant. I absolutely love it. I'm not 100% in love with all of the blends right now that are happening and all of the interactions. As far as cinematically how they're working, but that's just a matter of fine-tuning everything to my liking. There's just way too much to love about Cinemachine, and the fact that you get cinematic quality camera blends and camera management. It's absolutely unbelievable. I really can't say better stuff about that. Moving on, what else? In order to use Cinemachine, I first had to standardize on my input system. So one of the things that I had been wrestling with were several input packages, including one that I'd written myself. And I just wasn't happy with it, and my relative newness to Unity at this level of game means that I wasn't sure what I needed to put into something. Plus, as you start to look at the asset store, there are some pretty good assets out there that are fairly complex. So I decided, it's the better part of valor to just go ahead and give up and buy a good asset. And I could not be happier with what I bought. I'm using Rewired. If you've used Unity before and have experienced Rewired, you know what I'm talking about. It is just amazing. I was able to convert everything that I had input wise in about 30 minutes, which is saying a lot, and out of that I gained support for every dual joystick and joystick controller on the market, just about. I gained a lot of features I'm not probably going to use for this game, but that doesn't mean I won't use them again in the future. It can support up to 8 controllers locally on a single game. So that's pretty amazing, and the amount of work that goes into that. Plus it built the system to manage your inputs much more in a way that I would have done if I had, say, a team of engineers and could tell them how to do it right. They did it right with Rewired, so I'm very happy with that. It just made sense to my brain and how my head thinks about inputs, and it was very easy to convert my game inputs into that. That said, it was actually relatively simple to make the orbital controller here tie into Rewired as well. This orbital controller is part of the base capabilities of Cinemachine. So, the integration there, I won't say they're integrated, but Cinemachine certainly thought about integration of non-built-in input systems, something other than the Unity input system, which I pretty much don't think anybody outside of, freshly off the boat programmers in Unity even try to use the Unity input system, honestly. I'm not sure why they didn't design it like Rewired to begin with. It just makes that much sense. Beyond that, I have finally got a targeting system. Now that goes to how I was able to cheat before. So I don't have any visuals showing how the targeting works, but you'll see here I can miss, I can hit, right? And my movement, I have full, whatever I move, like if I'm facing this way and I move to the right, you'll see that my ship tilts to the right, and again to the left, it tilts to the left, and forward, etc. And it steers towards the direction that I'm trying to go. So right now I have this little pill in front of me is targeted, although I don't have any indicator showing you that it is targeted, but it's targeted. And I'm going to hit my control key on the keyboard, which you're not going to see any indication of that. While I can still move around, I'm going to face this direction, and I'm going to press forward. And pressing forward actually is not moving me in forward direction, it's moving me towards my target. So when you are target locked, so I have a target, I'll unlock here. So when I'm not, I have the target on, but I'm not target nav locked. So non-target nav locked forward, I can go in the direction that I'm facing my camera. But when I nav lock, going forward is going to rotate me and take me in. So the purpose of this is you get into those whirling dog fights here, and you'll be able to just lay a whole bunch of stuff out on your enemy here. Now, not every weapon is going to be quite that accurate with nav lock on. You've got pretty much all of these weapons are pretty accurate. However, the the movement of your enemy is going to, this is a stationary enemy. If he was moving relatively to my left, then I would not be hitting him. So we're going to be adding the capability to lead, for example. So while you're relatively moving sideways to him and moving in a circle here, I will be able to use my mouse to lead him and predict where he's heading. So there's that, and then of course with any targeting system, here I can move towards it. I'm going to stay locked to it. As you can see here, I'm locked to it. But I'm going to go ahead and switch to a different target. I'm just going to keep switching to different targets. Right there. Switching to another target. Switching to another target. Switching to that one. I'm just pressing select target that's in front of me at this point. And there's still some, without any kind of indicators, it's kind of hard to get the ones that are in front of you, so I miss a few of them. And it selects a different target. I also have cycle targets. So here, cycled finally to this one. And all I've done is moved forward this whole time. Right, turn around here. And back over here. So that's pretty much it. I mean, obviously I'll put in some visualization so you can see what you have targeted, and then we'll add the ability to aim your shots out in front of your targets and things like that to try to lead. But this was a very big weekend for the game. You know, this was a huge deal. Complete transplant of the input system and a complete transplant of the camera system. And I could not be more excited right now than I am. So again, thanks for watching. Thanks for keeping up with it. And don't forget to subscribe.